Hi there! Welcome to r/Tales from Retail, the subreddit where retail workers can wipe off their customer service smile and let everyone know what they really think. A Darwin Award in the making. I work at a big box home improvement store, and while I've had some interesting customers, yesterday's takes the cake. I was passing by the hardware aisles when I noticed a guy standing around with the oh-so-familiar, "I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm too proud to ask for help, so I'm just gonna stand here until someone asks me what I need" expression. So I walked over and asked him. He will be Crazy Guy, CG, and I will be M. M. Hi, do you need help with anything? CG. I need a circular saw blade for my trimmer. M. Oh, those will be over by the lawnmowers. I can take you there. CG. Nah, I fixed this up myself, and I want a big blade so I can cut my grass real quick. I paused and thought. Maybe I misheard. Maybe he misspoke. No one can be crazy enough to mod their weed whacker with saw blades, right? M. So you modded your weed whacker? And now you want to attach saw blades to it? CG. Yeah. Yep, someone is that crazy. Whackers with saw blades are a thing though, so maybe he knew what he was doing. I lead him along the aisle to the blades and begin to search. M. Do you know the diameter of your protective cover? If the blade is bigger, it won't. CG. I took the cover off. I don't need no cover. I'm trying to get my grass cut quick. I looked at him. It had to be a joke. His disgruntled expression told me that no, it wasn't a joke. M. Well, we have some 3-inch CG. What's the biggest blade you got? At this point, I considered my options. I really didn't want to be partially responsible for some idiot's death, but I also knew that he wouldn't leave without his dang blade. Me. Well, honestly, I can't condone using a saw blade on a modded whacker without a guard. That is extremely dangerous. But this 10-inch 60-tooth over here should do the job. CG. This'll cut my grass? Me, externally. It'll cut wood. I have no doubt it'll cut grass. Me, internally. And bone and muscle. CG bought his blades and went on his merry way. I've been looking at the news every so often for any freak accidents involving weed whackers. Wait, is he planning on cutting his entire lawn with a weed whacker or just sections? Is that a thing people do? I know nothing about lawn maintenance, so anyone who's educated in that, please let me know in the comments because I genuinely have no idea. But I feel like cutting your lawn with a weed whacker is a step above trimming it with scissors. When the health of a small child outweighs a birthday party. During high school and the beginning of college, I worked at a children's toy store in a big city. It's a store where kids can build their own stuffed animals and dress them in expensive clothes. That job was really fun overall, and I worked with a great team of management and coworkers. At the store, we offered to go through the process in employee-led parties. This event happens during a really busy time. Being a Saturday during summer or sometime around Christmas, the store is a freaking zoo, packed in customers front to back. Line out the door, back-to-back parties are scheduled, a real circus, super loud, you get it. I was finishing up a birthday party in the front area of the store and another coworker just began one. They were probably about 15 minutes in when I hear shrieking and the crowd's moving out of the way. Apparently some poor kid had passed out in the front of the store in the same area the party was in. This kid was just there with family and not with the party. My manager working was super professional about everything. Mall security and an ambulance was called. It was insane. Once the kid is wheeled out, everything dies down. We found out later that this kid had a medical issue resulting in frequent fainting and was completely recovered. My manager and the fainting kid's mom kept in touch. Shift continues. So parties are over, shops closed, everyone is exhausted, go home. A few days pass. My manager gets an angry phone call from the birthday kid's mom. The mom is screaming and livid that this kid passed out during her child's party and should be compensated more. We always gave away free stuff. Company encouraged really high guest satisfaction. People should be fired, the typical shebang. My manager just told her no and hung up on her. Next day, corporate calls my manager. Apparently she complained to them. They had the same what the frick reaction, we're told we handled the situation well, and that was it. Never saw that crazy witch again. Are you freaking colorblind? So, working in a health food shop, I met a fair share of strange customers, not all of them pleasant. I will be the first to admit I have a limited education on many things like geography, science, and colors outside of the generic red, blue, yellow, slightly darker red, etc. Unless at the time they were model paints. Then I'd have been able to tell you ultramarine blue from royal blue at a glance. Anywho, one of the things our store sold was herbal remedies, and one particular range of 15 products packaged them in colored boxes, same shape and size, in colors of the rainbow, with 2 or 3 shades of each in some cases. In walks this older lady, about 70, who couldn't reach said products, so called me over to help her. As I greet her, she points to the products and gruffly says, "I need the mauve box." Staring at the boxes, my mind goes into panic mode. Inwardly, I'm thinking, what the heck is mauve? Think, she's scowling at me. Grumpy Lady shouts at me, "Well, are you going to help me get the mauve box?" So I take a punt and reach up towards the red area, sort of certain it's on that spectrum, but before I've even touched a box, the lady screams at me, "What the heck is the matter with you? Are you freaking colorblind or something?" Feeling a way to claw back some dignity here, whilst also condemning myself to hell, should that be censored? It's a place in this context. For my next action, I reply, "Yeah, sorry, I'm not." My then girlfriend's brother was colorblind, and I knew from hanging out with him anything red came across different shades of brown, to the point he couldn't tell one from the other. Using that knowledge, I followed up with, "Sorry, they're all just brown to me." Bracing myself for further remarks, I'm left stunned when in a complete effing role reversal, this grumpy, rude customer goes full sweet granny on me. Next thing she says is, "Not to worry, it's the third one from the left," which, personally now looking back, I'd say was actually closer to Harlot Red lipstick than mauve, but sure. Sweet old granny mode enabled, she pays for her shopping and went on her way, leaving me and another coworker to contemplate the possibility of split personalities and the future of my immortal soul. Not at all the point of the story, but do you guys pronounce it mauve or mauve? I've been pronouncing it mauve my entire life and only recently found out it's pronounced mauve, and I feel silly. Luckily, it's not a word I use that often, so I'm not that worried about looking stupid. Because of that anyway. If I had a miniature pet horse, can I bring it in too? So the story isn't as interesting as other retail stories, but it traumatized me a little, and I laughed about it afterwards. This happened yesterday around 8 p.m. PST. Anyway, I work at a high-end luxury place that is known for being a bargain market, hint hint, and it was closest to closing, and there are just people with transactions of a few items, occasionally a $100 order, but nothing out of the ordinary. There's a regular that comes in with the most beautiful dog, and we let him in as we feel bad to leave the dog outside since it was raining. As I'm ringing up a customer, one points out that there's a dog in the store with no indication it's a service dog. TLDR at the bottom because I'm lazy. D is middle-aged dude with a miniature pony, K is manager who I think has brain damage, and me. D. Hey, there's a person with a dog in here. Me. Oh, I know. He's a regular and it's raining. The dog is well behaved, so we let him in. D. What? No, that's not right. There are laws against that. Unless it's a service dog, it shouldn't be in here. Me. Well, he's a vet, so we let him in anyways. And we let dogs in all the time as long as they don't cause a disturbance. The managers are cool with it. D. So are you saying that if the pet is behaving well, it can come in? Me. Well, yeah, if it's a dog or a cat. Some lady brought in her cat and it just sat inside the cart, so I let it slide. D. Well, I have a pet miniature horse. Can I bring it in? Me. Probably not. You may view it as a pet, but it's still considered a farm animal by the state of California, so no, you can't. D. Well, then that dog shouldn't either because it isn't identified as a service dog. I'm going to contact the owner of the store specifically and report that you let a random dog in. I know him personally. Me. I do too. D. Gets angry and finishes paying. Oh, and I want a bag too. Throws a dime in my direction. Me. They're 16 cents each. D gets angry, shoves his stuff into the cart, and just leaves. K. What was that about? Me. Dude got mad about us letting a dog in. K. Oh, okay. Maybe next time just let me handle it so we don't get a bad Yelp review. Me. What the actual frick are you saying? Fine. So I talked to the owner and he said he was cool with dogs coming in, so hope the dude was ready for some disappointing news. I don't have much to say about this other than if you ever see a dog, no matter where it is, and your immediate reaction isn't to yell puppy and go pet it, then we can't be friends. Customer shows a different form of holiday spirit. This happened many years ago, at the height of popularity for factory outlets. I was working part-time for a handbag and luggage store in one of our local malls. The pay was good, the commissions were generous, and the owners, who were relatively local, actually treated their workers pretty decently. They had several stores and malls around the geographical area, as well as owning an outlet version where discontinued and limited quantity stock was sold at a discount, to make room for newer items. The stuff wasn't cheap in regular stores. We're talking name-brand leather handbags and luggage. When the holiday buying season rolled around, day after Thanksgiving to mid-January, the owners gave their part-time employees the chance to pick up extra hours by working some shifts at the outlet store due to the massive influx of holiday shoppers. Think hundreds of busloads of people coming from surrounding major metropolitan areas daily. It worked out great for everyone. The owners didn't have to hire new seasonal workers, and us employees got extra money. On this particular day, I was bagging for the cashiers. We were in a square area at the front of the store. The sides were the counters leading to the cash registers, the front had wallets and small items, and the back had the gate for the employees to get into the square. The store was bursting to the seams with customers. The floor workers were busting their butts helping the customers find things, and the lines to pay were minimum of 10 people deep on both sides of the cash wrap area. I was going back and forth between the cashiers, bagging the smaller items or stapling the paid ribbons around the handles of the larger pieces of luggage that weren't baggable. Most of the customers were good, patiently waiting for help and to get wrung out. Most of the complaints I heard were about how crowded the store was, not about the service. Enter the entitled customer. The woman shoved herself between two people waiting in line at the register, threw a red leather handbag at me, and yelled, "Black!" I knew what she wanted. I guess she was tired of waiting her turn for the floor staff to help her and expected me to stop what I was doing, run into the stockroom, and find that style in black. But I was under strict orders to stay in the bagging area, so that we could keep the lines moving as fast as we could without the cashiers having to stop bringing people up to bag their purchases. So, being the young, smart aleck person I was at that time, I picked up the bag, looked at it, looked at the lady, and said in my sweetest customer service voice, "No ma'am, that's red." Then I tossed the bag into the restock bin and kept bagging. The lady was probably going to say something back at me, but a floor runner showed up quickly to help her. And yes, we did have the item in black, which she did purchase. I don't think I will ever forget that incident. I hope you liked the video if you made it this far. Be sure to give it a like and subscribe if you feel so inclined. It would be greatly appreciated.